Hey, I have something unbelievable for you. Last week in the morning, Friday morning, Fox News was gleefully predicting a disastrous jobs report. They were doing coverage all morning. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. They were rooting for our failure, which they say we do, which of course we don't. They were rooting against America. And then the jobs report came in. And it was fantastic. It was an incredible jobs report that we actually had. U.S. added over 450,000 jobs in January 2022. Strong demand at restaurants, retailers, mail and parcel delivery. Leisure and hospitality added more than 150,000 jobs. Retail added 61,000. I mean, just incredible numbers. And Fox had to then just go silent. You have to see this. Here is the morning on Fox before the jobs report.
In the next hour, the January job report will be released, and it could be the worst in years.
The White House has been bracing for a bad number.
It could be a loss of 300,000 jobs.
Oof.
How's the White House going to put a happy face on that?
The real question is, how are you going to put a sad face on the incredible numbers we got?
He thinks that we might see a loss of hundreds of thousands of jobs.
It could be a morning of pain because just about 28 minutes from right now, the January jobs report is going to be released by the Bureau of Labor and whatnot.
Projection is for an already low 150,000 jobs added, but ADP, the company that processes payrolls, says to expect 301,000 jobs lost. That would be a 500,000 job swing the wrong way.
The Biden administration bracing for yet another economic bust. We're going to bring you the January jobs report.
Soon after.
Well, it didn't work out that way.
The January jobs report just released, the U.S. adding 467,000 jobs left.
So they did ultimately report on the numbers, and many of these people going completely and totally silent. One funny graphic that they had was this like completely negative, catastrophic, more job losses in huge red font, February 4th, 2022. And of course, it didn't happen. Now, you can always ask questions like, well, what is the quality of these jobs? What are the wages of these? We always ask these questions. This is not a partisan thing for me. When I was the first to tell you during the Trump administration, the economy was mostly doing very well. Whether it had anything to do with Trump was a real question. Whether these jobs numbers have anything to do with Biden is a completely fair question. But the rooting against America, which I always thought they said we did, even though they do it, is just another instance of projection. And this is completely beyond parody. This is later on Steve Doocy asking Stuart Varney, how did everybody get it so wrong?
All right, the January jobs report is in. White House should be happy about that. Steve, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Carly. Let's bring in Stuart Varney, host of Varney & Company and American Built on Fox Business. Stuart, this morning we were projecting what one estimate was 150,000, or it could have been 300,000 in the hole.
Right.
It's close to 500,000. How did everybody get this so wrong?
Well, you're right. Everybody did get this chronically wrong. I'm not sure I can really explain why we've got this explosion of 467,000 jobs, because it does run counter to what we were expecting. We thought that COVID, or Omicron in particular, would be keeping millions of people at home. They would not be at work, and that will be jobs lost.
Now, what's funny is they didn't originally think that. Like, they downplayed Omicron. They downplayed reports from Fauci and others. We could have 15-20% of the population out sick. But now they're saying, no, I mean, based on all that stuff, which we rejected for weeks, we were expecting it to be bad.
Well, it didn't work out that way. I'm sure that millions of people are at home suffering from Omicron, and these figures were taken in January, but the overall number was still way up there. I can explain one thing here. The unemployment rate went up from 3.9 to 4%. It went up.
Right. Now, so that actually isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now, we've talked about, and again, you fact check me. Go back and look at how I cover jobs. Okay, it's not a partisan thing for me. Sometimes the unemployment rate goes up because more people are starting to look for jobs. When you are actively looking for a job, you are considered unemployed. if you stop looking, you are no longer considered unemployed. This was the case under Reagan, under Clinton. This is what it is. And I don't play these games where I ignore how these things are measured depending on who's in the White House. I don't care about political party. Sometimes when the economy is getting better, more people say, I now want to re-enter the workforce, and they become considered actively unemployed. So it doesn't tell us much that the unemployment rate went from, I think, 3.9 to 4.0. We're going to continue covering this in the same empirical way that we've been from the beginning. But how sad they were over at Fox that the jobs report was good. Let me know your thoughts. You can find me on Twitter at dpacman, and we'll be right back. As someone who watches YouTube, you know how annoying it is to watch ads at the beginning of videos that are completely irrelevant to the content you're watching. That's why you always click the skip ad button. Our sponsor, Thought Leaders, has just launched a new targeting tool that allows advertisers to choose the precise videos where their ads will appear. Using the advanced search in the Thought Leaders platform, which is powered by AI, you can actually find YouTube videos relevant to your brand's messaging. And with Thought Leaders precision targeting, you can really make every view count, optimize your ad spend, improve your conversions. When brands put their ads on relevant videos, they catch their audience when they are most receptive and create a more fulfilling, enjoyable YouTube experience for everyone involved. Plans start at just $60 a month, but you can try it now for just $30 for the first month when you click the link below and use the code PACMAN at checkout.